There is a new kind of tabloid newspaper on the stands these days. Some people call them the avant-garde press. Others, filthy, left-wing rags. Our guest is the editor of such a paper. It's called The Realist, and it's published in New York. Paul Krassner is a bright young man, but I fail to see why he feels it's necessary to have the most obscene four-letter word known to man in just about every issue. Do you suffer from a lack of vocabulary or just bad imagination?
Well, I don't think it's either, Joe. I fail to see why, out of 30,000 words, you choose to take one or two from each issue to underline.
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't recognize your paper if you didn't have them in there. Now, maybe that's why you have them in there.
Well, I think that anybody else can recognize it by the cover or by anything else, and if that's the only way you can recognize a publication, then you're going to get it confused with a lot of books that use the same words.
You use those words at home when you talk to your mother?
If there were occasion to, I would, but there never has been an occasion to.
Mm-hmm. Never has been an occasion when you've used those with your mother?
Nope.
Does your mother ever use them with you?
No, she hasn't. There's never been an occasion.
Your mother's never used any of these words?
No.
Didn't you state on a radio program that once in a while your mother throws you a dirty word as a dog to a bone?
Oh, I was kidding about that, Joe.
Oh, you were? Well, let me know from now on when you're kidding and when you're leveling.
Okay.
For example, this is your paper, by the way, and I don't have any gloves to wear, but I'll try to get some FISA hex right after the program and scrub good.
What, the issue or your hands?
Well, my hands, because it'll be from the issue that I'll need the scrubbing. Which deodorant does Lyndon Johnson use? Now, what does that mean? What is that? Paul Krassner, what is that? Which deodorant does Lyndon Johnson use? That's your front page head.
Yes. Do you want to know which one? By brand name?
No, I want to know what is that? What is the reason for that?
Well, I think that the President of the United States is at such a height that people have to...
Such a what?
A height.
Height.
He's put on such a pedestal that people have to realize that he is only a human being and does use a deodorant. Like you and me.
And I'm a little worried about you. I appreciate the fact... No, but I do appreciate the fact that Krassner was kind enough after he said that to move away a few inches.
Well, every dog, there's an old phrase.
Yeah?
Smells his own.
Yeah? Is that an old phrase out of here?
No, it's an old cliche.
Uh-huh. You also give halitosis lessons in this paper?
No.
I see. Now, in this paper, you have ridiculed from time to time the American flag. Why do you do that?
How have we ridiculed the American flag?
Well, you did the memorial service. You were the MC on the memorial service for Lenny Bruce. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you thought it was cute, and Lenny would have enjoyed the fact that a woman came there with a child diapered with an American flag. You thought that was rather something he'd enjoy.
No, I didn't say it was cute. I described the memorial, and I said that there was a religious fanatic who came on stage carrying an American flag, and there was also a lady in the back of the audience nursing a baby who was wearing an American flag as diapers. And when I said that, Lenny would have enjoyed it all, the whole spectacle of it. So I took no position of approval or disapproval.
Well, take one now. What did you think about that?
I thought that I could see how both the religious fanatic jumping up on stage and the diapers could be considered in bad taste.
You do?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Also rather unpatriotic, or does that have any bearing?
No, because I later met the young lady, and she is a very patriotic young lady. She just... somebody gave her those diapers as a gift, and she used them.
Now, how is this man, how did he manifest himself as a religious fanatic? What did he do that seemed to indicate that?
Well, he came up on the stage, even though he had been told by the minister of the church that all the speakers had already been arranged for, and he started preaching wildly to the audience.
What was he saying?
I really can't repeat it verbatim, but it was just the usual things that we associate with religious fanatics. By fanatic, I mean the compulsion to state these religious beliefs.
Well, in a sense, weren't you doing that? When you were up there speaking on behalf of Lenny Bruce?
Well, I was invited. That's my point.
Oh, the only difference is that he was not invited and you were an invited religious fanatic.
Well, let's say somebody from the audience here came up here and started preaching religious principles to the audience. Would you call him a fanatic or not?
Wasn't what you were doing a form of religion, in your opinion?
Depends on what you mean by religion.
Well, you had a great deal of adulation for Lenny Bruce that from time to time seems to me in reading your realist paper to be almost adoration.
No, well, I never thought of Lenny Bruce as a supernatural being.
Just your idol, right?
Not my idol. One of
You deny that Lenny Bruce was your idol?
He's one of the people who had some influence on me because he was an uncompromising individual.
What kind of influence? Did he teach you to be a drug addict?
No.
All right. Did he
taught...
teach you the four-letter words?
No.
No. What influence did he have on your life?
That he was a satirist who refused to compromise for the sake of respectability.
You admit that you're not respectable?
I admit that some people do not find me respectable.
Do you find yourself respectable?
Oh, sure. Otherwise I wouldn't take it seriously when you make remarks about deodorant and halitosis.
I make remarks about deodorant. That was your headline, pal. That was your headline, and you're talking about the president. Do you believe that there's anything respectable, you use the word yourself, about putting a thing like that, not on any page, forget that, but on the front page of your paper?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to ask Lyndon Johnson what he thinks of it.
I'm sure Lyndon Johnson, you know where you'd find this? In the White House? Huh? You also chose...
What do you mean by that? Is that a sign of respect?
Huh? I doubt it. You also chose... Well, we'll continue this right after. I see we have a commercial break. You don't have any ads in this, do you?
No, we don't.
It figures. We'll be back with Paul Krassner of the Unrealistic Realist after these words. Stand by.